18 minutes. That's how long it takes for an unidentified missile to streak toward Chicago while the most powerful people on Earth argue whether to blow up the planet first, just in case. Picture it. Alarms wailing, generals sweating, presidents pacing. And the film still says, "We're not telling you who fired it." Oh yeah. This is A House of Dynamite, a movie so tense, it makes your smartwatch call for help, and so vague, it'll have you questioning if you just watched a thriller or a very expensive government commercial. Stick around, because by the end, we're answering the only question that matters. Was this smart political art or classic fear propaganda in a tuxedo? You're watching ScreenSplice, where we watch the panic so your blood pressure doesn't have to. Let's detonate this thing. The film opens calm AF. News anchors babbling, crowds cheering at a basketball event, America doing its nothing can go wrong dance. Then boop, radar lights up. One missile, inbound, unknown origin, ETA, 18 minutes. Chicago's the target because nothing says serious movie like threatening the city of deep dish pizza. LA and New York are too obvious. Chicago's the cinematic middle child. Humble, believable, expendable. Savage, but true. Instantly, every room turns into an anxiety support group. In one bunker, missile techs scramble. In DC, advisors whisper acronyms. In a speeding motorcade, the president's like, "Can someone just text me what's happening?" It's pure hit a bullet with a bullet energy. And spoiler, the bullets miss. We checked. The defense system? Real enough to make your tax dollars flinch. They launch interceptors, billion-dollar space javelins, and miss. Twice. When someone mutters, "We did everything right," it hits harder than the explosion we never see. That's your first ScreenSplice truth bomb. In A House of Dynamite, failure isn't the twist, it's the policy. Back in Washington, every frame feels like a deleted West Wing episode directed by Michael Bay. Phones ringing, papers shuffling, one guy saying, "We can't merge that call." You ever try to join two Zooms at once? Neither can the US government. Relatable. Then General Brady strides in, the embodiment of "don't make me tap the nuclear football." He argues that America should launch a preemptive strike on every potential enemy before confirming who fired the mystery missile. Because apparently, if you can't solve the puzzle, flip the table. It's like watching someone lose at Uno and yell, "Fine, I'll burn the house down." Half the audience calls it a chilling mirror of real-world logic. The other half calls it a warmonger fantasy meant to make preemption look heroic. We'll let you guess which side got louder online. Here's what we noticed. Every time the movie should give you answers, it hands you anxiety instead. No villain reveal, no explosion money shot, no satisfying resolution.
We've already lost one American city today. How many more do you want to risk?
It's like the film's teasing you. Do you want the truth? Too bad. Have a panic attack instead. That's genius. Or evil, depending on your caffeine levels. Because when you pause Netflix and see your own reflection staring back from the dark TV screen, wondering if you were warned or brainwashed, that's marketing alchemy. Or, and tell me I'm wrong, did Hollywood just accidentally tell us who's really running the show? Tick-tock. Each cutaway reminds you, 18 minutes is a long time when you're deciding whether to end civilization. Inside the bunker, someone mutters equations while another sips cold coffee like it's holy water. In the sit room, a guy keeps trying to get Moscow on the line, but the phones might as well be tin cans and string. Meanwhile, a junior staffer quietly texts his family to drive west. You can almost hear Google Maps recalculating for survival mode. And our president? He's stuck in a motorcade, holding a binder labeled response options like it's a fast food menu. Limited, select, major strike. What'll it be today, sir? Would you like civilization with that? One line hits different. Someone calls missile defense a coin toss. Think about that. Billions in funding, decades of research. Same odds as calling heads or tails. Comforting. That's when you realize A House of Dynamite isn't about explosions. It's about the illusion of control. We build shiny systems so we can sleep at night, but the moment something goes off script, it's back to paperclips and panic. The timer keeps flashing toward Chicago. The skyline glows like a target reticle while everyone argues about protocol. We found out the filmmakers chose Chicago because it represents Middle America. Translation: if it can happen there, it can happen anywhere. Then the countdown hits 0, and everything goes black. No boom, no flash, just silence. The kind of silence that forces you to stare at your own reflection in the dark TV screen. People at home practically yelled, "That's it?" And honestly, we get it. 2-hour build-up to a microwave that never dings. So what's the movie really selling? Critics say it glorifies government competence. Clean rooms, cool heads, military heroes. Viewers like us see a neon sign flashing "Fear is useful." While you're applauding the heroes, the story normalizes living at DEFCON 1. Sound familiar? It's every cable news cycle since forever. We dug around and found defense officials actually debated how realistic it was. Some called it sobering, others reckless. Either way, it got the Pentagon talking. Maybe that was the point. Let's decode the layers. Number 1, the illusion of preparedness. Bunkers, binders, codes. None guarantee safety. They just guarantee paperwork during panic. Number 2, the system over the individual. Nobody's evil. They're trapped in a machine that can't find reverse once DEFCON drops. Number 3, the need for certainty. Humans hate not knowing. That's why half the audience invented their own ending. The film withholds answers so you'll fill in the blanks with whatever scares you most. That's the same reflex behind conspiracy theories, war rhetoric, and maybe even movie marketing. Well played, Hollywood. Admit it. You tried to place real politicians in those chairs. Wait, that advisor feels a lot like Caroline Leavitt. Is that Dick Cheney's ghost? You're not alone. The movie builds caricatures so we project our own faces onto them. That's why it hits so hard. It's us arguing with ourselves. So what actually happens? Nothing. That's the punchline. The missile's status stays unknown. Chicago might be gone, or fine. Credits roll before we find out. Viewers were furious, and we get it. It's like teasing a roller coaster then parking it halfway up the hill. But that's what makes the film a mirror. Real crises rarely end with clarity. They end with, "We may never know." That doesn't sell toys, but it sells dread. And dread streams beautifully. Look at the timing. Released as global tensions spike, budgets boom, elections loom. Maybe this wasn't just a thriller. Maybe it was a focus group for fear. Every generation gets the propaganda it deserves. Ours just has better cinematography. Even if you hated the ending, you remember how it felt. It stays in your nervous system like bad Wi-Fi. Because it's not about what you saw. It's about what you imagined in the silence. Each long cello note whispers, "The monster might be fake, but the panic's real." That's why the movie's smart and infuriating. It's cinema as a mirror maze. You don't get answers, you get amplified. Final verdict. Was A House of Dynamite propaganda? Kinda. Effective storytelling? Also kinda. It terrifies you with, "Look how competent we are," while quietly showing how close we are to pressing the wrong button over a glitchy call. It pretends to be about missiles, but it's really about our addiction to crisis. So yeah, it feels like fear propaganda, and it's also the mirror we deserve. Because deep down, we like watching the world almost end, as long as we can pause it. If this Netflix breakdown made you side-eye every breaking news alert, congratulations, you passed the ScreenSplice stress test. Hit subscribe before the next DEFCON drop, and check out our next video where we ask, are we watching entertainment or being trained by it? Because here at ScreenSplice, we watch the chaos, or the lack thereof, so you don't have to.